hello, good people and Eagle fans. Mark Holmes here, and as always, I want to say thank you all for watching, commenting, subscribing, and being part of the Joe Boo Sports Report. Without you guys, as well as you ladies, you know that this literally does not work. I hope you're all having a great day. We have some news. Boy, this was short-lived. New George Pickens rumor on trade ultimatum among Cowboys contract buzz after franchise tag signed. Despite signing the franchise tag with the Dallas Cowboys last week, star George Pickens reportedly still isn't satisfied with his contract situation. During Monday's episode of the Pat McAfee Show, Adam Schefter reported that Pickens wants a long-term contract or he would like a trade. George Pickens, well, I tell you what, let's be clear here. This came from Adam Schefter. Okay? So until I get collaborating evidence, I'm going to say this is typical Adam Schefter shit, okay? That's what I'm going to say right there. Because Adam Schefter said a lot of damn things during the draft, none of which were actually true. What I'm going to say is he is the National Enquirer of the NFL. Remember when he said, we now have clarification, Aaron Rodgers will be traded by the Green Bay Packers. And that was the day of the draft, and then got called out on it. But let's hear what they have to say. Let's go to the tape here.
Yeah, Shefty, obviously this offseason, the Cowboys franchise tag George Pickens, and then there's reports that he doesn't obviously want to play on the franchise tag, but the Cowboys are not going to give him a long-term deal. And then draft night, right before the draft starts, he signs his franchise tag. We're trying to connect dots to see if that means that they're going to be able to trade him during the draft. That obviously does not happen. What's the latest on the Cowboys and the George Pickens situation?
Look, he wants a long-term contract, or he would like a trade. They have been very clear that they're not going to give him a long-term contract. So now...
No, that's just not the case. He has not told me, by the way. I do not want him to tell me, okay, because his only thing of talking was he was disappointed this was publicly. So it's not like I'm going to be like, hey, you're disappointed it's public. Why don't you give me some shit to say? Like that's just not how I would like our relationship to go. And we're like, this is Aaron. Then the Jerry Krause text messages started. Now they're like, oh, so Aaron, which is alleged, by the way, absolutely alleged. There is no clue if that's true. Bob McGinn, who I did not know existed, writer for The Athletic, obviously has a lot of juice because now Aaron Rodgers thinks he's Michael Jordan. Aaron Rodgers wants out of Green Bay. Aaron Rodgers wants to steal the draft from these young kids. Aaron Rodgers wants all of the attention. That is what people are saying about Aaron. And we continue to stand in the foxhole, okay, and say that's just not the way this whole thing. We do not know for sure, but just being a human that read the article could say this was not Aaron. Then numerous other people that aren't maybe have as knowledgeable with Aaron as we are after talking for so, like, this doesn't feel like it's Aaron, right? It's like, obviously this is not Aaron. This morning, Adam Schefter, the man who wrote the article and teased the article on NFL Live on Thursday, April 29th, draft spectacular day. He was on OG Dan Patrick's show this morning. Bombs all over the place. This is like a 2-minute clip. Just go ahead and sit down and listen. And then immediately afterwards, if you were coming at me for slurping Raj, fucking take a hike, pal. Run this, please.
It was just about a week ago.
Yeah.
A couple hours from now, where Adam Schefter came on Sports Center and said basically that Aaron Rodgers wanted out of Green Bay. Walk me through that. Did you get a phone call or text?
You know, Dan, the funny part about it is that I've heard people say, oh, Aaron Rodgers wanted that out before the draft. I can assure you Aaron Rodgers did not want that out before the draft. I've had people say, the Green Bay Packers planted that. It was a very pro-Packer story.
Yeah.
I can assure you the Green Bay Packers didn't plant that.
Because I made this shit up.
When people guess at where stories come from, more often than not, they're usually wrong. And in this case, they're wrong. This was an accumulation all during the offseason of just listening to people talk and observing. And if we go back to the NFC Championship game that the Green Bay Packers lost at home, did we not hear Aaron Rodgers after that game talk about his level of unhappiness, if you will, uncertainty for the future Just go back and listen to that press conference, and it sounds almost like he's saying goodbye to Green Bay. And so your antenna's up, and I'm just telling you, throughout the course of the offseason, there was rarely a week that went by where I didn't hear something about Aaron Rodgers. And on draft day,
This is such bullshit.
there's a report that morning from Paul Allen out in Minneapolis that the 49ers made a draft offer, which they didn't make an offer. They never made an offer. And other people are saying that the 49ers called. And I said, how long till it gets out that Aaron Rodgers wants out of Green Bay? Is it next week? Is it next when he doesn't show to the OTAs? Is it next month?
He got a new contract.
It's going to come out. What does it matter if it comes out now or next week or next month? And so
you chose to break the news on draft day.
that is absolutely accurate. Correct.
But it wasn't something that you got information about.
No.
Thank you.
Oh, okay. Okay.
No, there was nothing that morning that came in that all of a sudden said to me,
Dan.
yeah, he wants out. You should report this. Like, it was going on all off season. You just keep hearing it. And there was more and more talk. And now there's starting to be Aaron Rodgers talk. And I said, you know what? This isn't going to wait much longer. Let's just go. It just happened to be draft day.
Oh,
Because I wondered
Just
when you said it
happened to be
didn't come
drafted.
from Rodgers, didn't come from the Packers, and it's being characterized differently. I was wondering, okay, you're not going to tell me your source. What was the motive behind that? Yeah.
Dan, there's not a source.
No, I know, but I know that now. But we're just finding this out right now.
Dan's basically like,
Well, I said this. I said it on NFL Live. I said it on my podcast. I said it. I mean,
okay.
I don't know. People want to believe whatever they want to believe.
Okay, so
There
Dan
you have it.
was like, I mean, we didn't know that. I mean, shout out to Dan, by the way, kind of processing. Oh, okay. You could tell there was a couple things he said there where he was like, wait a minute, is this, because I assume Dan Patrick had to cycle through, like, is this how breaking news works? Like, is this something they would do? Dan's probably like, yeah, probably. Schefter, one of ESPN's biggest days is the draft day, right? The draft is a massive day for ESPN, probably a lot of eyes. Maybe that, now Schefter said just so happened to be draft day, which maybe that is the case, but it didn't come from Aaron. He didn't mean to steal the draft. And maybe it didn't come from the Packers, by the way, even though in his article he leads off with league and team sources have told us, and maybe they just had to confirm whenever Schefter said, I'm going to write this article. So maybe the team said, yeah, there are current disputes going on. Who knows how they get around the legal mumbo jumbo with how they word everything. But all the people that were attacking Aaron Rodgers saying this is him trying to be a prima donna and all this shit, like, that was not the case at all. And maybe the Packers didn't do it. Now, why would the Packers want to do it? Because they would think, just like Schefter, this is going to get out inevitably. We would like to paint the narrative that we have tried everything here in the last couple months to get Aaron back, even though we maybe have pissed him off in the past, even though we're not going to admit that publicly, but we understand we have.
All right, so I'm calling bullshit here until otherwise proven differently. Adam Schefter does this shit because, it's not. When was the last time he came out with some shit that was actually right? That was breaking, like, oh my God. Yeah, he's full of shit. All right, good people, I will see you soon. Peace in the Middle East, and I'm out.